Welcome, everyone, to a wonderful and most fascinating and often overlooked field of energy medicine. This is a holistic approach to healing that works with our body's natural energy systems and ways that we can use even in quantum physics or quantum medicine, where we can treat you no matter where you're at in the world. And so we're going to talk a little bit of how energy medicine works, um, and how it supports us, and a little more information about our body's electrical system and what we do specifically. So we're going to talk about some of those things today. But first, for a few moments, I want to take some time to just have everyone close their eyes if you're comfortable with that. Take some deep cleansing breaths. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your body in the chair. Grounding and setting our intention for our space of learning today. And bringing our energy to a place where we can receive the information that we'll learn. So believe it or not, that's energy healing as well. A little less complicated, but bringing our central nervous system to a place where we're ready to breathe in what we're learning today and to breathe out any tension or stress or conscious things that are going on in our lives, and allowing us to focus on what we're learning about today. All right, so let's go ahead and move in to energy medicine. Okay. So the first question everybody asks is, what is energy medicine? Well, energy medicine includes a variety of therapies that work with the body's subtle electromagnetic fields. These therapies are designed to support your overall health, your physical health, emotional health, and mental health by clearing blockages and restoring natural energy flow throughout the body. So we've seen it in a range of different therapies, which we'll talk about in a minute. It interacts with our subtle electromagnetic fields, and it supports all facets. And I will also add to that, not just physical, emotional, and mental, but also spiritual well-being. I guess I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller so we can see these slides real well. All right. So common types of energy medicine that we already are somewhat familiar with or maybe well known for us would include things like acupuncture and acupressure, biofeedback, Reiki, homeopathy, light therapy, and Qigong or breathing exercises. These are all becoming popular, more popular now, and they are also people are becoming aware of them more. All of these methods share a focus on restoring energetic balance. Another one would be yoga. Again, kind of treating the whole body, not just the energy piece, but also treating the whole body by that energy piece as well. All right, so the body's energetic system. We are aware of our nervous system. It uses electrical signals. But beyond that, most of us don't really understand. So like in Chinese medicine, we have, or acupuncture, we have something called meridians or energy pathways. These are connected to the body's ability to communicate internally. We have energy fields outside of our body. So our energy goes outside of us. So we talk about our bubble. Okay. And when we talk about our bubble, we're talking about, we can feel people coming into our space, into our bubble. Some of us have really big bubbles where, they're way out past our bodies. And then others of us are very small bubbles, so people can get very close to us before we start to feel them. But this is part of our energetic system and part of how our body communicates. We can kind of think of them as highways connecting different systems in our body as far as the internal energy fields or internal energy pathways. Our body also has an electromagnetic field. Just like our electronic devices emit fields, so does the human body. But it's much more subtle. Much more subtle. This field plays a crucial role in regulation, healing, and again, that internal communication. When it's disrupted, when those electrical or electromagnetic fields are disrupted, symptoms can show up in various forms, and some of those symptoms can be health issues, and it could be undiagnosable health issues, subclinical, things that aren't showing up in clinical diagnosis. Could also be mental health. And to be fair, we have things that disrupt our cells. So we talked in the past about like the pulse electromagnetic field that treatment that we do, or PEMF or PEMF. Everybody calls it something different, but that magnetic or electromagnetic field that our body utilizes, if we're around cell phones or we are on the computer all the time or whatever, we go from healthy blood cells to cramped blood cells, mashed, and they clump together. Okay, and when those healthy cells start clumping together, our blood gets thicker, and then we start having blood pressure issues and everything else. So there are very specific things that happen biologically to us when the electromagnetic field is disrupted. That's why we use the pulse electromagnetic field therapy. We can do that either in office or right now we're doing it with our BioScan device. It's able to send those frequencies for you to release the scrunching of our cells to be more round and healthy. And so it's really important to understand that things outside of us, 5G and cell phones and computers, Wi-Fi fields, things like that, really do disrupt the regulation and the communication in our internal electromagnetic field. And so understanding that, and the science is there, but we don't hear about it a lot because, everybody wants their cell phone or their computer. And that's what we're doing today. We're on the computer. So we don't want to get rid of those things, but we need to be aware that they do affect our own body's electromagnetic field. And because of that, we need to make sure that we are doing the things necessary to stay healthy so that it doesn't disrupt us and cause damage to our cells. So why is energy medicine so often doubted? Well, skepticism, as you know, is pretty natural. We are skeptical about everything nowadays, but especially when it's something that we can't measure easily. Our world is full of all kinds of ambient electromagnetic noise, okay? Our cell phones, our cell towers, our Wi-Fi in our houses and in our workplaces, our computers, so much noise, okay? Now, obviously, it's not auditory noise, but it is noise to our cells. And when we have all of these noises, all of these frequencies, and I'll use that as the term because really that's what it is. We have audio frequencies, we have color frequencies, we have electromagnetic frequencies. So these are all frequencies. Not all of them can be seen. Color frequencies can, but it's a very small spectrum of our frequencies. And auditory frequencies, we can hear, again, a very small spectrum of our frequencies that are around our world. But all of them create an inability to pay attention or to be able to isolate the very subtle energy that the body has. Okay, so studying the body's subtle energy fields is very difficult. And thus, we have a lot of skepticism. We have a lot of people, because we can't do as much traditional scientific testing. So there's a lot of people who say, well, if you can't test it and prove it, then it doesn't exist. We could say the same about God, and so if you believe that God exists and that he literally spoke, that's a frequency. It's the smallest particle known to man, which is a quark, which is a vibration of frequency that becomes audible. When you think that God spoke the world into existence, then we should believe that the body has some energy fields we can't necessarily see, hear, or realize. So, yeah, there's a lot of skepticism out there because traditional scientific data is not there. However, let me give you an analogy. So imagine you're shining a flashlight in a dark room. You can obviously see the beam of light very clearly. But if you turn on all the lights in the room and then shine your flashlight, it's really, really hard to see the beam of light that's only from the flashlight. That's what it's like to try and actually study scientifically the body's energy amidst all of the electronic noise in our environment. So you can see it could be very, very difficult to do. Now, there are ways to do it with very specific devices, which is what we own, is one of our very specific devices that we can use to test and treat those energy pulses, those frequencies in our own body to make them healthier. So what a skeptic may miss is that there's plenty of evidence showing external electromagnetic fields that they can have a negative effect on the body. We are aware of this. This has been documented. So if external fields can cause problems, then doesn't it make sense that balancing the body's internal energy might promote healing? It makes sense to me, and I have seen it work. That's the important part. When people come back to me and say, Dr. B, man, I can't believe that I'm feeling as good as I'm feeling. This is really weird because, you're doing this while I'm on the phone, or you're doing this while I'm in my house and I'm not with you, and yet I'm still noticing an improvement. And I hear these stories over and over. So it really can work, working on balancing those internal energies. So my approach, of course, we do a lot of frequency-based assessment and training. So in my practice, I use a combination of laser acupuncture or acupressure, where there's no needles. It's completely painless. We use a bioscan, which is a frequency-based assessment and training. It uses galvanic skin response and our body skin response, kind of like a lie detector test, and frequency signatures to evaluate how the body's reacting to all of these thousands of possible stressors, like food, the environment, or emotional patterns. It reads how the body's electromagnetic field responds to those energetic signals, and that's the bioscan that we can do distance. So just like energy medicine, it's based on the concept that everything, including stressors, have a frequency. Another area is energetic rebalancing. Once imbalances are identified, the bioscan can deliver corrective frequencies back to the body and retrain its stress response. This can help the body stop overreacting to non-threatening stimuli like allergens and bring it back into an energetic balance. Similar to modalities like bioresonance or homeopathy, it uses that subtle energy to promote healing. The bioscan also is non-invasive. It is painless. There's no needles. There's no drugs. We can apply some homeopathy or some supplements to kind of help with the process of healing. But basically, we just put your hair on a plate and the sensor connects and does the scanning. We can also use a picture for some people. We've been able to do that as well. But the healing happens through the energetic communication, and that is subtle but very powerful. The bioscan matches the hallmark of energy medicine: safe, it's gentle, and it's energetically driven. It's also whole person healing. The bioscan recognizes that stress, whether it's emotional, physical, environmental, spiritual, whatever, social, all of these stressors impact the body's energetic flow. So in the treatment, it's able to help reduce the stress that the body is storing. And it could be from a stressor from being born. Okay. And most people don't think about this, but just being born can create a stress on the body that the body never forgets. And so being able to reduce that stress and reduce how much of that stress is being stored at the cell level and restoring natural energy patterns that are needed for wellness. Some people are sick very young in life because their body went through a trauma just having to be born. I remember my mother was susceptible to post-traumatic stress because when she was born, stillborn, and they put her from cold water to hot water back and forth to bring her back to life, and it worked. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But the good news is, or the bad news is, the good news is she survived. The bad news is that her body never forgot the trauma that she went through in her health when she was stillborn. So because of that, she was very susceptible to post-traumatic stress at every level. So, there are things that we aren't even aware of that can be affecting us at a cell level, very subclinically, but definitely affecting us at a cell level, creating an unhealthy person, mentally, physically, or emotionally, or spiritually, or socially. So, like with any traditional energy medicine, we see symptoms as signals of a deeper imbalance, and we seek to correct those holistically, of course. So the bioscan, which is what I'm talking about, interprets and adjusts the body's energy response patterns using a frequency feedback, similar to how other subtle energy modalities like the PEMF or the Rife or acupuncture stimulate healing without physical force. Another area is life coaching. And a lot of people don't understand, well, Dr. Berry, how is life coaching energy? Well, our thoughts and our emotions carry energy. Have you ever gone into a room and felt the energy in the room? Like you felt kind of like, ooh, this is a tense location, or this, something's up here. I don't feel quite right in this space. Well, thoughts and emotions carry energy. Every thought and every emotion has its own vibrational frequency. Repeated patterns of fear, self-doubt, resentment, or stress can create energetic blockages in the body and in that energy field. So life coaching helps shift these patterns and releases stagnant energy to restore flow. The energy of life coaching, we can create an intention. Intention is considered a very powerful healing force, and so we can create an intention that directs our energy. So we, as a coach, we can help you focus and center your heart on your intentions, which will act like an energetic GPS for transformation or changes in your life. This directs it directs your attention to and your energy toward your growth and your healing and alignment with healthy energy. Another thing is your nervous system. Your nervous system responds to your belief. So looking at your core beliefs and understanding how your core beliefs impact how your body is regulating itself. For example, if you feel stressed or anxious, that's going to cause the body to regulate in a sympathetic response or a fight or flight response all the time. So it brings that energy level way up here. Whereas if your core belief is that you are safe or you're able to be in a safe space, that will bring that energy level down and calm the body and regulate the body in a better space. So coaching helps to uncover and rewire some of those beliefs that might be regulating your body up here, and help to calm the nervous system and allow you to heal on a physiological level, even though we're working on a mental situation through coaching. Also works much like energy healing in bringing the body from that fight or flight response into a rest and repair response. Energetic regulation through your mindset. We see that in counseling as CBT, where we change the narrative and hope to help to regulate. Another thing that coaching does is the relationship with your coach creates something called co-regulation or neuroception. So for example, with Reiki or healing touch, the presence and intention of the practitioner makes a big difference. As an acupuncturist, I've always known that if I put a needle in, if my energies are not good, then you are going to notice a difficult energy. My energy will come through that needle and touch you. When I touch a person, I can make sure that my energy is where it needs to be and hold the right kind of space for you. As a coach, I hold that space with groundedness and presence and resonance, which helps you to shift energetically and emotionally. So this mirrors the therapeutic effect seen in many energetic modalities, but this is one additional thing. So energetic attunement through presence, and what attunement means is when you have one thing not vibrating and one thing vibrating, eventually they start vibrating together. Okay, attunement. So when I come in with a calm presence, with the proper intention, with groundedness and that right resonance energetically, then you will also begin to attune. You'll be able to resonate and come into the same calm space that I create as your coach. So with coaching, most of the time we try to help you to understand the physical, emotional, and spiritual. And it often leads to breakthroughs in all of those areas. We guide you to align with your true values, your true desires, your vision, your authentic self. And it raises your energetic frequency, helping you to reach to that next level. A lot of times people at the end of our meeting feel lighter or more in flow or clear. All of those are signs that your energy system has made a shift. Changes the vibrational elevation of the whole self, your whole body. And last, I want to talk about chromotherapy. So chromotherapy uses specific wavelengths of light, which is visible, so colors, to affect our physical, emotional, and energetic balances. Each color has a unique vibration or frequency that resonates with different organs, chakras, or emotional states. And there's a thing, I think there's a video. If not, I'll go check. And if there is, I'll link it below. There's a video that talks about those different frequencies somewhere. I know I have one. I just have to see if I've posted it. So how light energy works, the color is an energy at a specific frequency. And each color, each frequency will stimulate or soothe the different energies in your body. You could say the chakras, the meridians, but basically the energy forces in the body. And it's believed that you can recalibrate those vibrational imbalances in the body's field and support the natural healing processes with the different colors. And one of the things we've done is the green light. Many of you are using the green glasses because it was recommended. Helps to balance the body energy forces. It helps to balance the energy of the immune system. And so for people that are dealing with autoimmune or immune deficiencies, those green glasses help really well to rebalance that immune system and lower the number of symptoms that they have. So we've used that a lot. Um, the blue light helps as an anti-inflammatory, and it helps to calm. Most of the time, there are differences of culture and differences of color, but most of the time, blue light is known for calming. Red light is known for energizing, increasing circulatory system, and stimulating the circulatory process. We see red light frequency for healing skin, and we've seen that a lot. You see a lot of red light options that you can buy it on Amazon. I don't have one specific that I recommend, but red light or light energy or light healing is non-invasive. It's subtle energy, and it is very effective. It affects the electromagnetic and the vibrational state of tissues and energy systems. It encourages our body to return to homeostasis and coherence without using chemicals or physical manipulation. They can help to clear disruptions and support the body's natural healing abilities by optimizing energy flow. So, Dr. Berry, does this really work? Well, the results speak for themselves. I'll just be totally honest with you. People oftentimes come in to me for pain, digestion issues, allergies, emotional imbalances. What we're really doing is restoring balance to their energy system in most cases. And when that system works better, the body responds accordingly. Now, we might recommend diet changes or foods to avoid for a while, or we might do acupuncture or recommend a treatment that you can do for yourself at home. There's a lot of things that we might do to treat your symptoms in the moment. But then we do a lot of those other things. We do the bioscan, we do the coaching, we talk to you about those things, we look at stressors in your life. We do all of those pieces because all of those pieces change the frequency of that energy system in your body. And so doing all of those things helps. We have people report they've seen improvements in their pain, digestion, allergies, emotional balance, their ability to eat different foods and increase the number of foods that they eat without issues. And the key piece is, rather than chasing a symptom, we're looking for full restoration and lifelong healing. That is our goal. So, some final thoughts. Energy medicine may feel very unfamiliar. It can even feel strange. What do you mean you just need a picture and then you're going to treat me and I'm sitting at home? Yeah, I questioned that too, and yet I experienced it, so I know it was real, even with my skepticism. But many find that once they try it, the benefits are real and they are lasting. Sometimes you need to experience it to understand how powerful it can truly be. The reality is, it does work, and it works in the Schumann frequency. It works in the frequencies, the same frequencies that we use our cell phones at. I usually ask for a hair sample when I'm using the bioscan. If I can get a hair sample, I can put that hair sample in this machine, and it looks for your energy signal, your DNA signal, just like my cell phone can call you using your signal, right? That's how it works in the distance. And we can do this for you, no matter where you're at. Just having 30 minutes of a calmness or an hour where we can really get into some coaching. All right. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through the chat. You can reach out to me through email if you need to. And I look forward to helping you on your way to feeling healthier.